As Dr. Morrison from the great state of Minnesota for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairman Williams and Ranking Member Velasquez, for holding the hearing. Thank you, Dr. Mulligan, for being here to testify. Since you represent the Office of Advocacy, which is intended to be the voice of small businesses, I am sorry to be redundant this morning, but I have to begin by asking you about the #1 concern that I'm hearing from small businesses in my district, which of course are the tariffs. Dr. Mulligan, during your testimony, you said that when regulation tilts markets toward incumbents and away from new entrants, it directly undermines the small businesses that drive American innovation and job creation. Do you agree that allowing large tech companies like NVIDIA and Apple to negotiate directly with the president for tariff exemptions tilts markets toward its incumbents? Yes or no question?
I'm not familiar with the premise of the question, so I'm not sure how to analyze. I haven't been part of the president's discussions with large businesses. My attention is on the small businesses.
I'll just give you one more chance. Do you agree that allowing large tech companies like NVIDIA and Apple, we're all aware this happened, to negotiate directly with the president for tariff exemptions tilts markets towards incumbents?
Thank you for your question. I'm not familiar with the policy. I can't really opine on something I'm not familiar with.
Okay, we'll move on. Do you think tariffs are helping small businesses stimulate job creation?
Thank you for your question. Probably the quickest way to answer would be to go back to what I've heard about European terrible trade deals. I've heard these, again, this is not my opinion, my study. This is what I hear from the small businesses. Europe has a bunch of supply chain regulations that are going to cost small businesses $1 trillion with a T, and we didn't even get to vote for those people. President Biden was weak and ineffective on that policy.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm not asking about Europe. I'm talking about American small businesses. Dr. Mulligan, I'm reclaiming my time respectfully. What I've been hearing repeatedly from small businesses is that they are the ones bearing the brunt of President Trump's tariff war. They are the ones being forced to eat the costs or lay off staff, while larger corporations are able to lobby the president and receive exemptions. I really hope that during the coming months, the Office of Advocacy does more than it has done this past year to protect small businesses from the impact of tariffs and ensure that small businesses are able to not just survive, but to grow and prosper. You know, during our first Small Business Committee hearing last year, I asked Mr. Carl Hutter, the CEO of ClickBond, a small family-owned manufacturing business, how we can strike the right balance with regulations to encourage small businesses to thrive. His response was very clear. Small businesses, he said, need predictability, clarity, and workability. Dr. Mulligan, during your time here today, you've made it clear that this administration has a very ambitious deregulatory agenda. In other words, we're going to see, and we are already seeing, a great deal of change and uncertainty in the regulatory space. What is the Office of Advocacy doing to help small businesses navigate the uncertainty deregulation brings with it?
Thank you for your question. We have our Constitution, and presidents serve 2 terms at most, and so
that's a relief to hear.
The executive branch turns over. What's proven to be more durable are the statutes, and so one of the things that the Office of Advocacy does is advocate for small businesses here on the Hill in writing statutes, and this Congress has been quite productive in that regard. 22 Congressional Review Act disapprovals passed, and those are things that will last beyond the current administration, and that's providing much wanted certainty for our small businesses.
Thank you, Dr. Mulligan. I did not hear how you're helping small businesses navigate the uncertainty that deregulation brings. But one final question. I'm a physician by trade, so I am very familiar with the pain and frustration caused by administrative burden. I'm sympathetic to the concerns that raised by small business owners that extensive regulations can be onerous and burdensome. But I also recognize that regulations are critical to keeping people safe and healthy and keeping our air, land, and water clean. I hope we can all agree that finding that right balance between protecting Americans' health and safety while ensuring that small businesses can flourish is a goal worth pursuing. In the midst of the Trump administration's calls for deregulation, what steps will your office take to ensure there is that balance struck between this deregulatory agenda and protecting the health and safety of our small business owners and their employees?
Thank you for your question. Yes, the balance is quite important. You need to listen to the small businesses. The false certifications are not achieving balance. That's ignoring costs and pretending they don't exist. You can't balance something that you're ignoring.
So no comment on the air, land, and water.
No, there is a balance between the mission. This is in the RFA itself, the mission of the regulator.
Thank you. I yield back, Mr. Chair.